By now, we've established a scenario where Asim Munir is stressed out. The air chief is telling him, I'm not ready. The Navy chief is telling him, I'm not ready. He still pushes ahead. And he's going to have his remaining Augusta submarines sunk. He's going to have heavy casualties to the junk jets, JF-17s. His F-16s will be under attack. The Taliban will move in pretty hard, right? Karachi can be blocked off. Right? And then he's going to say, I'm facing an existential threat, because yesterday they said one of the reasons for an existential threat could be a blockade of Karachi. So now they are saying, oh, we never signed first use of nuclear weapons. We never signed no first use of nuclear weapons.
Good.
So I feel, and this is the question I have to ask you, in a wargaming scenario, you see them pull out that card fast.
Arnab, we go by precedents in military history, right?
Right, sir.
We fought the Kargil war for 3 months.
No, I'm asking you the question again. I want you full focus on this, focus viewers on this.
Yeah.
We pummel the Pakistanis really hard. We pummel them. They lose a number of jets. They are on the sea flank completely covered, and they're fighting a three-front war. The Pakistani existential crisis can happen sooner than we think. So they will create this atmosphere.
Right.
We are under threat. Right. And will they therefore, and they're not getting open help from the world, then what happens? Do they pull out the nuclear card? Will they do it? They haven't done so in the past. But this time they know we are damn serious.
You know, Arnab, as a military historian,
yes,
I'll just ask you one question.
Sir.
The Russia-Ukraine war has been going on for 3 years plus and counting.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's not come to an end. It is intensifying.
Yeah.
Right? Russia has the biggest nuclear arsenal in the world, 1,680 warheads. The biggest megaton warheads, you know.
Yeah.
How many missiles have fallen? How many of these nukes have fallen on Kyiv? Or anywhere in Ukraine for that matter? Zilch. Threats galore. Threats galore. You see, Arnab, the simple fact that I'm talking facts.
Yeah, I'm talking facts too.
National
Only facts tonight.
State actors
Yep.
do not use nuclear weapons when they are assured that they'll get it back.
But they are not rational people. Is Bilawal rational? Is Khwaja Asif rational? Is Asim Munir rational?
They pretend to be irrational.
They pretend to be rational.
They pretend to be irrational because that is one of the tactics in the nuclear, this thing. You remember Nikita Khrushchev using his shoe to bang the table in the United Nations? You pretend to be irrational. The simple fact
Gaddafi?
Gaddafi is dead.
No, but pretended to be irrational.
Pretended to be irrational, and for that he paid with his life. The simple fact is, Arnab, Pakistani generals are rational state actors because they live in palatial bungalows. Their wives are bedecked with jewels. They go around in Mercedes car. No state actor like this wants to commit suicide. And if they use even one nuke, our doctrine is clear. We will come upon you like a ton of bricks with all our 180, warheads, and which are not 1.5 pav, 2 pav, which are 10 megaton, 50 megaton and above. Right? Pakistan will cease to exist.
I understand. So you are saying that they will not pull out this nuclear card?
Look, they will go down. There are a number of war games to suggest that they will go down, but they will not dare to use it because they will get it back. It's not like 1945 Japan. Japan did not have nukes. And that is why that is the only recorded use of nukes in global history, because there was no deterrence.
So if I take this argument ahead, what you're saying, what are the red lines then for Pakistan?
You see, you can have red lines. A number of
there
red
has
lines,
to be a red line for Pakistan.
No. A number of red lines were stated by the Russians. Each one of them was crossed. Don't give them Abrams tanks. Don't give them Patriots. Don't give them the missiles, longer range missiles. Don't give them F-16s. We have seen each one of the red lines being breached, but the rationality has held. Putin, a rational state actor, has not used nuclear weapons, even when his red lines were crossed.
Okay, so I'll just paint a scenario to you, sir.
Yeah.
The Indian Army is about to capture Lahore, so because I think it's a achievable target as far as Indian
Yeah.
Army is concerned. Will that be a red line for Pakistan?
You see, once again, we are choosing our targets. We chose our targets very carefully in Kargil, right? So we are not threatening key vulnerabilities.
That's it.
We're not threatening key vulnerabilities. You know, Lahore, Sialkot,
Yeah.
Islamabad, Rawalpindi would be very key vulnerability.
Karachi is not?
Existence. Karachi, it
Yes,
is.
it
We are
will
not
also be.
doing an amphibious landing. We are just restricting the flow of arms.
So-
we may
but
just
in a-
restrict the flow
yeah,
of arms, and we may
now
restrict the flow of
what
of
will be
FOL.
what will be now? Suppose they are cornered, and your game, your war game says they're not going to really go serious on the nuclear card. I also agree with you because they know the disproportionate response that they will be also met with. They need to realize that. What will be the role of China and Turkey? You know, I really want this war game cannot be complete without
course not.
understanding.
Of course not.
My sense is China wants to do business, a country that wants to do business. It wants to do business with India. And it hasn't really even helped the Russians beyond a point in Ukraine. If they haven't helped the Russians in Ukraine, would they overtly or covertly, deeply help the Pakistanis?
Arnab,
What message do you think they've given in that meeting yesterday?
You know, Arnab, my take is very clear. They will give them weapons. They are giving them weapons.
Absolutely.
They will not intervene militarily. Let me explain why.
But
They
is
have-
giving weapons a big deal?
Yeah, it's
To an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent. Let the Chinese also remember. You know, Chinese are very rational people. They are a lot of common sense, and they exhibit a great deal of patience. The Chinese strategic doctrine says one front at a time. They do not open two fronts and fight on two different fronts. They are facing a major Eastern theater front in Taiwan, South China Sea, with Japan, with Vietnam, with Philippines, and the United States of America has waged a trade war against them, and they could easily follow up with a military, offensive, because Donald Trump has said, my primary target, my primary threat is PRC, People's Republic of China. Why did the Chinese offer you a thaw in Ladakh? Because they don't want to fight on two fronts, right? And if they stab us in the back, when we are having a conflict with Pakistan, rest assured, Arnab, that when China goes for Taiwan, we will stab them in the back.
So
They know it.
They will not go beyond a point.
They will not go beyond.
in helping Pakistan.
They'll not go
No,
beyond.
I have a different take on this. The Ukraine war, you just take the example of the Ukraine war. The Americans have been supporting Ukraine, and that's the reason Ukraine could fight for 3 years and plus, and the war is still going on. But what stops China from arming Pakistan with ammunition, missiles, everything, if the war gets prolonged? You see, that's a scenario which the Indian army would like to prefer. We would not like to go for a short war with Pakistan.